So I'm going to be answering a few outreach questions, or at least the most common outreach questions that I get from members in the community trying to get their first copywriting client. And just a quick disclaimer, I've never landed a high ticket client with outreach, but I have landed a few clients for small projects up to 700 bucks, so 700 euros or $700, whatever the currency is that you use. But I have never really landed a high ticket client, so I can't really speak on that. But for beginner copywriters who want to get their first client and want to get their first experience, I can definitely help with that. So the first question is, you need a portfolio, and from my experience I would say that it's not necessary and it's just a waste of time to make one because it doesn't really affect your outreach, and the prospect isn't really gonna go and look through your portfolio and see how you write sales pages, how you write VSL scripts. They don't really have the time for that. What you can do instead, or what I did, is write a piece of copy for them based on their product and based on what they might need. So for example, in their sales page, they don't have a VSL, so I write a VSL and I send it to them. And it's gonna be a lot more appealing to them because it's about their product. It's gonna be a lot more fun for them to read, or a lot more interesting for them to read and check out, because it's about their product and it's about them, and it's also gonna make them feel special. So I definitely think that, sure, it's gonna be a lot more work, but it's definitely more worth it than setting up a portfolio or a website. Of course, the website is not that bad of an idea, but I definitely do recommend making a piece of copy for each prospect. The second question is, should I wait until I'm good at copy before I do outreach? And what I would say is yes, because when you are good at what you do, you automatically have more conviction when you're selling to someone. And the main part, the main piece, puzzle piece when it comes to sales is conviction. Like, even if you're selling something terrible, when you have the conviction that it works and that it's good for who, like the person that you're selling to, you're more likely to sell. This is something that I talk a lot about because there's a lot of copywriters out there that just started like yesterday and they're jumping straight into outreach, and they don't really have conviction that they can deliver the work to the prospect or the client, their future client, and it always ends up in disaster. You're gonna notice this as well when you're good at copy, or you're at least decent and better than the beginner copywriters. You're gonna have a less harder time outreaching than when you're not good at copy. Because for example, when you're gonna do value copy, so you're gonna send a specific piece of copy to each prospect, when you're good at copy, they will hire you on the spot. But if it's bad, they'll just ignore it. So not only conviction, but the prospects will see it as well. They can see whether you're a good copywriter or not, and that increases your chances of actually landing a client. Trying to land a client while you're not really that good at copywriting, or you haven't written a lot of copy yet, is just a waste of time. You're just wasting your time by reaching out to prospects that you could reach out to in the future when you're actually good at copy. Third question, quantity or quality? So is it quantity outreach, so sending to 100 prospects per day, or less prospects but value, so sending pieces of copy to each prospect, which takes a long time, so you're gonna have a lot less prospects? Which one is better? I've done both before. Like, I have done 100 prospects per day, and I also have done 30 prospects per day but plus value. And I've also done quantity plus quality, so 100 prospects per day plus value, which would take me like 20 hours. I'm not even joking. Like, it would take me so long, but I got the most responses for that because I tested it. So I would say quantity plus quality, but I know that a lot of people don't have the time and energy for that. So what I would say is quality. Quality outreach is probably the best thing that you can do, especially right now, because you actually demonstrate your skills and it makes the prospect feel really special. Like, you kind of stand out. Even though there's a lot of people doing value outreach right now, you still stand out from the people like mass outreaching to 100 prospects. Fourth questions, how do I optimize my profile or my social media to get a higher chance of landing a client? So what I recommend and what I think is the best is building a actual personal brand with content, like short form videos, even long form, because that's what I did and that's what worked for me. But I know that there's a lot of people out there that don't want to do that, and that is fine. But I want you to make your social media look like it's yours. Like if they put your social media next to other social media profiles, they can tell that it's yours. And why I say that is because a lot of copywriters optimize their profiles in a way that makes them look like everyone else. It's like those profiles with the typical marketing tips that everyone knows, those carousel posts, those profile pictures with yellow backgrounds. Like if you put those profiles next to other copywriter profiles, you barely can tell the difference. You can do a blend between professional and personal. And why I'm not saying like completely professional, it's not because only because you're gonna look like everyone else, but also because it gets people's or prospects sales guard up. Like what we're trying to do here is get your chances of landing a client as high as possible, and you're basically like not helping yourself by making your profile too professional. Like it just gets people's sales guard up automatically. The fifth and the last question is, what niche should I outreach to? And this is a really tricky question and a very common question as well. I would say every single niche has a lot of opportunity, except for like really small niches that are basically unknown. But I see a lot of copywriters going to finance and relationships and fitness and forgetting about all the other niches out there. Like they just go for these typical three niches. Sure, there's a lot of opportunity, but there's also a lot of competition, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. You can definitely tackle that if you're a good copywriter, but there's a lot of other niches with a lot of opportunity. And I don't want you to miss out on that because you're going towards the safe niches. Your niche really doesn't matter. I would say that you should go towards something that you're more interested in because it's going to be a lot more fun to write about. The more you overthink it, the more you delay landing a client. So I would say just pick one, like it doesn't matter which one, and just start outreaching. You can also, this is what I did. I reached out in one niche like to like 500 prospects, and if I didn't land a client, I would move to the next niche. Of course, you don't have to do this, but again, niche doesn't really matter, so please don't overthink it because you keep delaying your chances of landing a client. Hopefully this was a helpful video. I'm definitely making another one, so if you want, you can leave your questions down below. If you want to know more about outreach, you can join our free course down below, Fastest Path to Cash. It has a lot of copywriting material and things about outreach. You can check that out. And also you can check out my YouTube channel and you can see how my profile looks like and how my YouTube channel looks like, so you can maybe get some inspiration. Thank you so much for watching.